Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Autumn if you are new here. As you guys can tell by the title of this video, today we're going to be talking pregnancy, plus size pregnancy, C-section, recovery, and all of those things in between. I'm super excited to bring you guys this video today. I have so many questions every day, it seems, on Instagram about my pregnancy, my C-section, the baby, and things like that. And I'm sure we're not going to cover everything today. So if you guys do have any questions after this video is over that I didn't cover, go ahead and leave them below, and possibly we'll do another video like this, or maybe even make it into a Q&A. But I asked on Instagram, if you aren't following me on there, you probably should. I post like every day on there lately. I know I've been kind of like off YouTube for a little bit. Life has been crazy. If you've had a baby, you probably understand completely how much your life changes when a baby comes into your life. So things have been a little bit wild over here. We're finally kind of getting into a routine, which feels really nice. Actually, my husband has the baby right now, so I'm able to actually sit down and film this video for you guys. But like I said, my Instagram's below if you do want to follow me. But I asked on Instagram your questions. I asked anything between, like, you know, pregnancy. I get a lot of plus size pregnancy questions, C-section, recovery, and all that. And you guys actually asked a lot more than I thought you were going to. I actually got quite a big response from you guys when I posted this. So jumping right into it, I'm gonna stop talking and we are going to get right into the questions. So what I did is I just screenshot all your guys' questions. And so I'm just gonna start from the very first one and just go through these. So Grace of Victory asked, what options did you have for birthing? I am going for a water birth and I'm plus size. So for me personally, and you know, our insurance and everything, how everything was set up for us, it was basically I was gonna have a hospital birth. I'm not even sure if I could have a water birth. I didn't look into it personally, just because I knew it would be quite some money out of our pocket if I did go that route. So I didn't even look into it, so I don't even really know if it was an option for me. I know I was seeing a midwife, and I know midwives do water births. I didn't look into it personally for me, so I'm not sure if I could do that. But basically I knew I was gonna have a hospital birth. My birth plan did like do a 360 and totally like changed. I mean, I feel like that's a whole nother video within itself. But yeah, I knew I was gonna have a hospital birth, if that's what you mean as far as like my options go. She also asked, was your bump a B bump? I've never knew it was a thing until I researched plus size pregnancy. So if you don't know what a B bump is, it's basically your belly when you're pregnant kind of turns into a B shape. So like if you had a belly before you got pregnant, you know, you kind of already have that little round fupa, I don't know if that's what you want to call it, and then when you're growing a baby, your belly starts to grow as well. So I feel like I need to stand up to show you guys this. So obviously I'm not pregnant anymore. Oh, my shirt's kind of dirty. This is real, guys, real life. So this is my belly when I'm not pregnant, but when I was pregnant, it was kind of like round right here. So as you guys can see, I was round right here, and then I also have this down here, which is my plus size belly. So yes, I did technically have a B belly, and I feel like for some people that could be kind of a negative thing, but I enjoyed my bump. I took so many pictures. You guys can go on my Instagram if you aren't already. I have like tons of maternity pictures on there. And I just rocked it. I told myself I was really gonna enjoy this pregnancy, because with my last one I found out so late and I just wasn't able to enjoy it to its fullest. So I made this pregnancy completely 100% different, and I made a commitment to myself that I was going to enjoy it and take pictures and enjoy my bump, no matter if I had the perfect round belly or whatever it may be. Pregnancy is beautiful no matter how you carry your baby. And then another question from Grace F. Victory. She said, do you think being plus size affected your pregnancy experience? So kind of touching on that again, I don't think it affected my pregnancy. This question is kind of interesting to me because I feel like it does affect a lot of women. I get a lot of people in my inbox on Instagram saying, you know, they just don't feel beautiful, they feel fat, or they feel like they can't enjoy their pregnancy because when we think of pregnancy, sometimes we think of like this perfectly, I posted about this before, I feel like when you think of a pregnant woman, you think of like this perfectly little petite body with this perfect basketball shaped bump, and that's not how everyone carries a baby. So when you don't look like that, you can feel like you aren't enjoying your pregnancy body or enjoying your bump to its fullest. And personally, that didn't really affect me. Like I said, I made a commitment to enjoy my pregnancy, enjoy my bump, and honestly, to be real with you guys, I really did. Like, I loved looking in the mirror, I loved rubbing my bump, I loved taking pictures. There were some days where I would take a picture and I didn't feel 100% confident, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but I feel like sometimes it can be like a mind thing. You have to like stop comparing yourself and know that everyone carries babies differently, and what your body is doing is amazing, what you're doing is amazing, and you're growing a baby, and that is beautiful. So just roll with it and rock with it, and try to enjoy it as much as you can. AJ Rabo, I don't know how to pronounce this, 88, said, how do you find breastfeeding being a beautiful plus size mama? So this could be a whole nother video within itself as well. Breastfeeding. So I didn't breastfeed my last one. I didn't even try to breastfeed Jackson. I was in a whole different mindset when I had him, and so this time around when I got pregnant, I wanted to breastfeed. Like, I was so looking forward to our breastfeeding journey, and I thought it was gonna be, you know, this beautiful thing, and I knew it was gonna be hard, but like, it was hard. Like, breastfeeding is not easy. It just did not go as planned at all. He wouldn't latch, and like I said, this is a whole nother video within itself, but unfortunately my breastfeeding journey came to an end at about 2 to 3 weeks in after he was born. I was trying to pump and give him milk that way through a bottle, but I just was not producing milk. Like, it was really frustrating. I don't want to get emotional about it, so all I'm gonna say is, as long as your baby is fed, whether it be breast milk or formula, that's really all that matters. And you know, try not to get caught up and feel guilty. You know, it is what it is. However you're feeding your baby is still loved, your baby is still gonna grow just fine, and that's all that really matters. So breastfeeding was hard though, just an FYI. Beth Negley, I think I'm saying your name right, said, could other people feel baby moving from the outside? I'm wondering for my husband. So I get this question a lot. I feel like a lot of people wonder if, you know, other people are going to be able to feel the baby move, just because we do have extra cushion being plus size on our bellies. And the answer is yes, other people could definitely feel my baby moving. I think my husband felt his kicks at about in between like 20 and 23 weeks along. So he definitely was able to feel movement, and you know, the farther you get along, the bigger the baby gets, the stronger the kicks get. So for me personally, yes, other people could feel my baby move. My sister felt it, my mom felt it, my best friend felt it, Jackson felt the baby moving, and of course my husband and I both felt the baby moving. It's amazing. So I believe that your husband will be able to feel the baby moving. XOXO underscore Kayla Nicole said, hardest part about pregnancy / something good you didn't expect. I think the hardest part for me, for my pregnancy personally, was him being breech upside down. So he was not head down at my 36-week appointment. If you guys have been following me, you probably know this. That was really the hardest part, and that was really the only time in my pregnancy that I bawled my eyes out. I had this birth plan all set out, and I was really looking forward to a natural birth, just like I had with Jackson. And him being breech really like just turned all that upside down. So I feel like that was really the hardest part. And something good I didn't expect, I guess I would say how easy my pregnancy was. I did get like the nausea. I threw up like one time my whole pregnancy, and it was just a pretty easy pregnancy. I'm not gonna say I wasn't like uncomfortable. Like my body did hurt a lot, especially towards the end, and I was going to the bathroom like all the time, and there was times where I just felt like yucky and sick and nauseous. But overall my pregnancy was really kind of a breeze, and I didn't really expect that, I guess. Holly BLYLY said, anything with trying to conceive while being plus size that was harder for either pregnancy. So this is kind of, I get this question a lot as well, like if I had a hard time conceiving being plus size, or if like I felt like being plus size affected me trying to get pregnant at all. And the reason I say it's a hard question is because with both of my pregnancies personally, we weren't really trying to get pregnant. Now I will say Jackson was definitely a surprise. I found out 6 months along with him, but after Jackson I was never on birth control. I didn't get on the pill. I wasn't on any sort of birth control at all. Me and my husband didn't use condoms or anything like that. But I didn't get pregnant until my son was almost 5. So I got pregnant in I can't even remember the day I conceived. I think it was like October 20th I conceived technically, and then my son was gonna turn 5 in January. So if that tells you guys anything, it might have affected it, it might have not. We weren't actively trying to have another child, but we also weren't actively trying to not have a child. And in that time period of not trying, it took, you know, almost 5 years to get pregnant, obviously, because we weren't stopping it and we weren't trying either. So I don't know if that really answers your question. That's just how my journey was personally. If you guys are trying to conceive, I feel like my biggest piece of advice would, and it's really hard to follow this advice, it's like way easier said than done, is to try to really not stress about it. Like, don't stress about getting pregnant. Like, don't make your intimate time with your significant other about like necessarily baby making, because then that puts a lot of pressure on you and your significant other's shoulders, because you're like, okay, hopefully we can get pregnant, and then like it's not even like an intimate experience, I feel like, anymore, because you guys have so much pressure on that you're trying to get pregnant. And I don't know if I'm really like I don't know if my words are really coming out the way I want them to. B Norman, there's lots of N's on the end of that, says, what are brands / items you would recommend for new moms, must-haves, etc. So with this baby, this bassinet has been a lifesaver. I didn't have a bassinet with Jackson, and I just love having it in here. He goes to sleep in it. We do like his bedtime routine already, and he sleeps in that from like 9 p.m. till like 2 a.m. most nights. And we also have his sound machine, which it's in the other room right now, otherwise I'd show you guys. I'll try to insert a picture real quick so you can see it now. I really love that sound machine because I feel like the sounds help him sleep, and then also it plugs into the wall. And another thing is it projects like stars up onto the ceiling, and he loves looking at that to fall asleep too. So that's been a lifesaver as well. I've also heard really good things about the Hatch sound machine, if you guys want to look that up. I got our Owl sound machine resale on Facebook Marketplace, so it was really affordable. I think it was like 20 bucks, but we love that. And what else do we love? Must-haves. I feel like we love our boppy pillow. That really helps me out. I can prop him in his boppy pillow while I read to him. He doesn't really like his swing. I feel like a swing was a must-have for Jackson, but with this baby, Nikolai, he doesn't really like his swing as much. So I feel like must-haves can like vary on your baby as well, and what his or her likes are when they're born. I can't really think of any other must-haves like right off the bat right now. He is only 4 weeks old, and pretty much all he's doing right now is sleeping, eating, and pooping. So gripe water, definitely. He's a gassy baby. We use gripe water almost every day. So that's definitely a must-have. Jen_Langley says inconclusive genetic testing with not enough fetal DNA. Any advice? I don't feel like I have advice on this. Inconclusive genetic testing with not enough fetal DNA. I have never heard of that being a thing. So I don't have any advice. I feel like the first thing that came to my mind was maybe trying to redo your testing. Maybe, you know, something got contaminated. I don't know your whole situation or the whole story based off on just this question though. I'm assuming you did a blood test. I don't know. I don't have any advice because I've never heard of that happening before, but I hope everything with you and baby is okay. XOXO_Kayla Nicole said, with a C-section, where did they cut and how was aftercare? So this was interesting to me because I wasn't sure. Like, when I found out I was having a C-section, I was wondering where they were gonna cut me, you know, because I do have a plus size belly. And I had no idea. So my automatic assumption was, let me stand up again. So I thought they were gonna cut me somewhere along like right here, but because I do have this belly, let me sit back down. They actually cut like underneath my skin, like underneath my belly. So that's what made it kind of hard after, because I have this fold of skin over my incision. So if you think about it like this, like there's always something over the incision, so like it wasn't really getting air and stuff like that. So that was really hard with recovery. I'm still recovering technically. I'll be 5 weeks postpartum Tuesday, and today's Sunday. So obviously I'm still healing. But that was what was interesting to me. I didn't know where the cut was gonna be, and then when I found out where it was, I was like, oh. So like I've had to keep like gauze on it to keep it dry after I got my bandage off. If you guys want like a dedicated C-section video, let me know below, and I can definitely do that. I can like go through my whole C-section experience, because I went into the surgery like not really knowing what to expect. So I can like give you guys a whole timeline of like when I got to the hospital, this happened, and like explain my recovery and like must-haves for my recovery and stuff. If you guys want, just let me know in the comments. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting, and it made recovery really difficult, I feel like. She also asked any negative experiences with an OB being plus size. So I did have kind of one negative experience, and I actually switched doctors because of it around 10 weeks, I think. So I went to a new OB for this pregnancy. I had never been here before, and my very first appointment, the doctor walked in, told me her name, and then basically told me that she was worried about my weight, and that my weight could cause high blood pressure. It could cause me to have a C-section, which, by the way, my C-section that I had was not because of my weight at all. So I just want to say that real quick. Just because you're plus size does not mean you need a C-section. You can push a baby out. It does not matter how much you weigh. Anyway, so I don't know, she just gave me a really weird vibe. I did not like the way she talked to me. I did not like how, you know, her first thing walking in was, hey, you're plus size, this and this and this is probably gonna happen because of your weight. Instead of, you know, leading with, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Congratulations. Like, so I just did not like her energy at all. So I decided to switch doctors. So yes, I have had a bad experience with the OB, and I urge you that if you have a bad experience with a doctor, or they make you feel uncomfortable because of a certain reason, to know that there are other doctors out there, and literally you are paying them for your care. Like, they are working for you. You're not there for them. They are coming in to take care of you, and you are paying them to do that. So if you don't like what they are doing or the care they are giving you, then I highly suggest you guys looking for another doctor, someone who will take into consideration your feelings and care for you the way you deserve to be cared for. HEBDEB Hebdeb, I don't know if I'm saying that right, said, did you have any complications throughout? I feel like my only complication would technically be the baby being breech, of course leading to a C-section. I feel like we keep talking about this, but that's really the only thing I had. I did have slightly higher blood pressure in my first trimester, but both me and my doctor came to the conclusion that we think it was like caused by anxiety or nerves, because the first trimester can kind of be like a nerve-wracking trimester. You just hope, you know, nothing bad is going to happen and that baby's okay and everything's growing the way it should. So I feel like once you get out of that first trimester and more so in the safe zone, like the second trimester, my nerves went down a little bit and my blood pressure went back to a healthy range. So really those are the only two things that I had happen to me throughout my pregnancy. And she also asked, how difficult has it been to recover and care for a newborn? It's been pretty difficult. My last delivery was natural and I feel like it was a lot easier. The first week is the hardest because, you know, you're sent home with this newborn who's going to be up every 2 to 3 hours, and you have this fresh cut on your body. You just went through this major surgery, and getting up and down was really hard that first week, and my back hurt really bad. And I remember it being really, really tough to get up and back in bed, to feed him, to change his diaper. And I just remember it was pretty tough. And I also feel like me having, you know, another child to care for and other things that I needed to get done has made my recovery last a little bit longer as well, or be a little bit tougher. So definitely if you have a C-section, try to take it easy. Try to accept help when you are presented with it, and try to just rest. I know it's easier said than done, but it's definitely hard, I feel like. Emma.wellness.mission said, everything, your whole pregnancy journey and struggles. I feel like I've covered a lot of that so far in this video, and same with my struggles. So I hope I answered your question so far. If not, I hope maybe I'll answer your question throughout the rest of the video. Oh, there's another question from HEBDEB. I'm assuming it's like Hebdeb. I don't know if I'm saying that right. She said, how much weight did you gain pregnant with twins and nervous to gain back what I lost? So this was really difficult. I had already had a regain from my weight loss before I got pregnant, which was hard in itself. But when I did get pregnant, I was like, oh wow, I'm probably gonna, you know, get back to my highest weight again. But I tried not to make that my main focus, and I tried to just focus on growing a baby. And, you know, weight is just a number on the scale. So I did end up gaining about almost 30 pounds with this pregnancy. And I actually did get back to my like highest weight, which I will lose some weight again. It's just a number. I'm really trying to accept the fact that it's just a scale. It's just a number on the scale. It can be difficult to gain weight after you've lost it before, and it can be really discouraging. But just know that in the right time you can get it off again, and you lost it once and we can always lose it again. Pavla, yeah, I do not know how to say your name. It's like Pavlak Napkova. She said, do you think there is such a thing like too fat to get pregnant? Everyone is getting pregnant but me. This makes me pretty sad. I'm so sorry that you're struggling with conceiving. I am not a doctor, but I feel like weight can and can't affect your getting pregnant. So I feel like, okay, so I'm plus size, but I don't have any other like health issues going on in my body. I don't have, you know, hypothyroidism. I don't have diabetes. Like, I'm healthy other than like the number on a scale, really. According to a doctor, I'm a pretty healthy person. But I feel like if you have, you know, things like health problems maybe, that might be caused by your weight, or maybe they're not. Either way, I feel like everyone's ability to conceive just depends on their makeup and their health and everything. Like there's so much I feel like that can go into this, that I feel like, you know, skinnier people have a hard time conceiving just like plus size people do. I just feel like it depends and varies by person, honestly. But I really hope that you can conceive and have a baby that you're wishing for. Amy Joy 716 says, how's breastfeeding going? Did it get better, easier? I feel like I answered that earlier. Unfortunately, we are not breastfeeding. I know that if you are able, it does kind of get easier, but overall breastfeeding is pretty hard. I feel like it gets more easier like once you establish more of a routine kind of with your baby, or get like a good latch going. But other than that, it can be stressful, and I give any moms who breastfeed like a lot of credit because it's not easy. And she also said, has the C-section been hard to heal and deal with? I feel like I kind of answered this as well. We're gonna have a lot of questions where they're double questions. It's definitely been hard, but I am healing. And then she also said, what are you enjoying the most about this time? I'm really enjoying having a newborn again. If you've had kids, you know it can go by so fast. So I'm just really trying to soak in like literally every single moment with this little one. And I'm taking so many pictures, like so many pictures, it's unreal. I think before I had the baby, I had, let's see, I think I had like a little under 4,000 pictures. So I had like 3,700 pictures in my phone, which is a lot. I take a lot of pictures, guys. But now that I have the baby, which he just turned a month old, guys, I have 5,200 pictures in my phone now. So I take a lot of pictures. So basically I'm just trying to like really soak in every moment. And honestly, seeing Jackson being a big brother is one of the most beautiful things I've ever watched unfold. It's amazing. Sadie.Absley said, did you have any complications with your pregnancy due to being plus size? I feel like I already covered that question. Two ladies making a baby said, I have lots of questions, LOL, but how long before you felt him move? So like I told you guys before, with Jackson, I didn't find out I was pregnant until he was, I was like almost 6 months along. So I didn't feel him moving until about around that time. I don't know how many weeks translates to being 6 months pregnant, but I think I didn't feel him move until like, this was like 5 years ago, so it's hard to remember. But anytime between like 20 and 24 weeks pregnant, I feel like. I don't know. I'm running out of space on this memory card. Okay, I just switched my memory card. I ran out of space on that one. So I'm also running out of battery. So hopefully we can get through this. Hopefully I can answer all these. Like I said, with Jackson, I feel like I didn't feel him move until I was like in between 20 and 24 weeks pregnant. But with this baby, I started to feel the teeniest flutters. I remember it being like 13 weeks along. So I feel like it all depends on your body, how in tune you are, and how like well you know your body, or like, I don't know. I feel like I'm a lot more in tune with myself than I was with Jackson. So yeah, I started feeling little teeny flutters every now and again at like 13 weeks. And I can't remember when it started to become more regular, but yeah, super early, I feel like. Enjoy_Choi_ said, where did you find clothes that fit you in the last couple months of pregnancy? So this is a hard question, because I personally feel like plus size maternity wear, or maternity wear in general, can be pretty pricey, and I don't feel like I could get myself to spend $60 on a shirt just to wear it, you know, for 2 to 3 months at the end of my pregnancy, and then not really have a use for it. So personally, what I did, I will say Target and Walmart, and I think Old Navy in store they have a pretty good maternity line, like somewhere where you can actually go in store and without having to order online. But what I personally did is I just wore kind of like basics. I wore maxi dresses, just like v-neck tops like this, and what I would do is I would size up in them. So before I got pregnant, I was like a 2X in shirts, and I was going to Target and buying like their basic v-necks in a size 4X. So that way they would fit still like up here and stuff, but down here I would have room for the bump because I would like upsize and everything. So like same with maxi dresses and stuff, and I was wearing a lot of leggings. It is hard to find, I feel like, plus size maternity wear, but that's just personally what I did. Stormy Barth, I don't know how to say your last name, if this is your last name. Stormy Bartholomew said, did you ever feel judgment for being plus size and pregnant? Excited for this, thank you. You're welcome. I'm happy to do this for you guys. I did feel judgment every now and again. Like I said, I felt kind of judged at that first doctor's appointment that I was talking about earlier. And then I definitely felt judgment from the anesthesiologist. So my OB office had me do like an anesthesiologist consult. And if you guys know anything about that experience, it was awful. I'm not gonna go into that because I can talk about that if I do like a C-section video, but definitely felt judged from him. But other than that, I did not feel really any judgment. My pregnancy was amazing. I enjoyed every single bit of it, really, and I don't think I would go back and really change anything about it. I felt amazing really throughout. Carly_Murphy19 said, when did you start showing I'm plus size and pregnant with my first? I am 14 weeks. Let me look at my Instagram real quick, because I remember starting to feel like I was getting like a little bump, but you know, because I'm plus size, like other people couldn't tell I was pregnant, but like I could tell, and like my close loved ones could tell. Like this one, so this was January 12th, which would have made me like 2 months, just over 2 months pregnant. Let me try to show you guys this. So I had like, you know, a little bump, and this is what I was talking about earlier. So I started getting like a little bump right here, but then I still had a little belly down here, so that's like a B belly. But I could definitely tell I was pregnant, especially like if I had just eaten and I was getting like kind of bloated, my bump would be more accentuated. But I feel like around like 2 months I started to really show, as far as I could notice and stuff. But as far as like strangers being able to tell that I was pregnant, I would say more so along the lines of 5 to 6 months pregnant, I feel like. And then at the end, like you could definitely tell. But like I feel like 6 months pregnant, people in public were probably like, is she pregnant? I think she's pregnant. But they, you know, they might keep it to themselves just so they don't like, it's like an awkward thing, you know, you don't want to say it and then someone's not pregnant. But yeah. Anna.Duborg said, just here to say you are beautiful and that baby bump was gorgeous. Oh, thank you so much. That was so nice. I really enjoyed my pregnancy and my bump. Michelle Gao said, did you get induced early because of your weight? I did not. I've heard of people getting induced early because of like their blood pressure and stuff like that. But I had my C-section at exactly 39 weeks 2 days, so I almost went full term. Jackson was born at 36 weeks pregnant and he just came on his own. But yeah, I wasn't induced or anything because of my weight. Nikki Lynn 1727 said, how to stay calm before ultrasound. So that can kind of be a hard question, a hard thing to deal with too, especially if it's like your first ultrasound. I had some anxiety around this as well, because I went for my 20-week ultrasound, which is like your biggest ultrasound. It's when they measure like literally everything. It's like an hour-long ultrasound. and they weren't able to get all the pictures they needed of baby's heart, and that kind of gave me some anxiety, and it was kind of hard to stay calm. And I ended up getting like 3 anatomy ultrasounds. It was insane. And it did kind of bring me some anxiety, but I just tried to tell myself that, you know, everything is fine. And they're trying to get pictures of a human, like, that's in your stomach, so it can kind of be difficult. And of course, like, you know, they might have to do second ultrasounds and stuff, and it's no big deal. But I would just try to, you know, meditate maybe, or talk to a friend about it, about your anxiety that you're feeling, and just get those feelings that you're feeling outside of your head, so they're not like running around in your head and giving you anxiety. Get them outside. Talk to your significant other about it, or your friend, or your mom, or your cousin, or someone that can give you an ear to spew all that anxiety out of your head, and maybe that'll help you. I know that helps me sometimes, talking about things out loud, so that way they're not just like piling up in my head. Michaela Paposek says, is labor and recovery harder? First time plus size due in October. I don't think being plus size makes labor any harder on you, really. I do think that my recovery technically might be harder than, you know, someone littler than me. Like I said, I have like that flap of skin over my incision, so, you know, if I didn't have that flap of skin over my incision, I feel like it would still be a hard recovery, but maybe not as bad, because your incision would be getting like more air and stuff, if that makes sense. So but I feel like it doesn't affect it as much as you would think. Cassie0421 said, did you have preeclampsia? If so, how did you battle it, or high blood pressure? I did not have preeclampsia or really high blood pressure. Like I mentioned before, I had it in my first trimester, but my doctor thinks that it was anxiety induced, so I didn't really deal with that a whole lot. I know there's like certain foods you can try to eat to try to keep your blood pressure in check, but I didn't really deal with that to its full extent, so I don't really have any advice on that. Tay OPP19 says, was your doctor worried about your weight for health reasons? This is my main worry for pregnancy. So that first doctor that I went and saw obviously had concerns because of my weight, but I feel like it all varies on your doctor and things like that. And, you know, everyone's pregnancy is different, whether you're littler or plus size. I feel like different things can happen to different people no matter your weight. And as far as like your doctor being worried about things, I feel like you can't lose weight once you get pregnant. And you know, I spoke to my doctor about this as well. I was like, you know, I'm pregnant now, I can't lose the weight, so kind of just roll with things and hope for the best. And I feel like your doctor being worried just depends on them, and yeah, really just depends on them, I guess. Once I switched offices, I never felt like judged or less than because of my weight while I was pregnant. So it really just depends, I feel like, on the doctor. Squiddington said, best bra / clothing brand. So I actually tried some nursing bras from Kindred Bravely, and I love their bras. I'm obviously not breastfeeding, so I'm not using it for that sake, but I still wear that bra like not every day, but I still wear that bra pretty frequently just because I love it and it's comfortable. I can try to remember to link that for you guys below. That's basically the only nursing bra I tried, I think, off the top of my head. Marija, I feel like I'm slaughtering your name. XO says, do you feel you got treated differently because you're plus size? I definitely feel like I got treated differently at that one doctor's appointment, but like I said, once I switched doctors and I was seeing midwives, it was a way different experience. I never felt like judged or less than. So just find a doctor that you really like and you feel comfortable with. I feel like that's really important. Alyssa Jarugal, your name is slightly cut off on my screenshot, sorry. Says, was this your second C-section? If so, was it easier? I'm terrified of another one. So this is my first C-section and I was terrified. I've never had surgery before and it was literally bringing me to tears nights before my C-section. But it's really not as bad as we work ourselves up to be, I feel like. Like I said, I can do a whole video on the C-section though as well, if you guys want that. Vince Nicole said, how has breastfeeding been going so far? I answered that already. Unleash Her says, how is your recovery? I kind of answered this. It's been really rough, but I'm getting there definitely. I can talk more on C-section recovery if I do that video. Morgan Gensler said, I had an emergency C-section. Dealing with guilt, disappointment, anger, what feelings do you have? So when I first found out I was gonna have a C-section, I was definitely disappointed. I was definitely angry. I was definitely heartbroken over it. Because my pregnancy had went so amazing, I was so looking forward to just like a really empowering natural delivery. I delivered Jackson naturally and I was just really like, I had a whole nother birth plan in my mind. So, you know, once I found out I was having a C-section, I definitely felt very saddened by that. I can't imagine having to have like an emergency C-section and not really having any time to really even process that. And so I hope you're doing well. I hope you're healing okay, and no, you're not alone. It's definitely tough. I can't even imagine, especially being an emergency one. So I hope you're doing all right. Enjoy_Choi_ said, how did nurses help you during recovery that was different than a vaginal delivery? I feel like with both deliveries, the nurses definitely have to like get up all in your business. After you have a baby, it's like you don't even care. Just let the nurses do what they want. And it doesn't even become a nervous thing anymore of them like getting all up in your business. But when I had my C-section, I wasn't able to get out of bed the first whole day. So, and you still bleed just like a vaginal delivery. So the nurses were having to change my pads, if that tells you anything. Like I literally could not get out of the bed. They were having to change them while I was laying down. So that was interesting. And they were having to like, you know, lift up my skin to look at my incision and stuff. I'm trying to think of anything else they did. But with my vaginal delivery, I feel like, you know, they were still pretty invasive. They, you know, they still have to like push on your belly. The only thing that was different is I definitely was able to change my own pads when I had a vaginal delivery. So that was like the only thing. Like it kind of felt, I want to say embarrassing, but at the same time, like they didn't make me feel embarrassed. Like that's their job. They're there to care for you and they make you feel cared for. At least I had really good nurses and I hope that you guys have good nurses. It wasn't made into like this big deal. They just, you know, would wipe and change the pad and get on about their day. And they also had to change my, I don't even remember the name of it, but I was gonna say pee bag because I had a catheter in because I couldn't get out of bed. So that was kind of interesting as well. She also said, how many days did you stay in the hospital? So I had my C-section Tuesday morning and I went home Thursday evening. So I was there almost 3 full days, but only 2 nights. And yeah, I was definitely ready to go home. But it wasn't that bad of a stay really. The first day was just really hard. I mean, actually the second day was the worst. The first day, you know, you're in bed and you're like coming off of meds and stuff, and it's difficult because you can't move and you can't feel your legs the first half of the day. And even once you can feel your legs, you have like these compression things on and you can't move or get out of bed, so that's tough. But the second day when you can get up and like they want you to walk around, it's hard. Like sitting up was so difficult because like you have this incision and you're starting to feel things more, and you are on pain medicine, but it was really hard. That wasn't even what the question was about, but yeah, I stayed in the hospital for 2 nights and 3 days. XO Amanda XO says recovery recommendations. How long did you stay in the hospital? I kind of just answered that. With recovery, I would really just, my main tip is just really try to take it easy. I feel like everyone says that, and it's really hard to take it easy when you just had a baby and you have to like get up and do all these things. But try to leave like the cleaning for later. It was really tough for me to do that because like I hate like my house, like laundry being everywhere and stuff like that. It's really hard for me to just let that stuff sit. But that I feel like made my recovery longer, is doing those chores when you should just be resting. She also said, my last pregnancy was an emergency C-section. I don't know why I keep saying that. Emergency C-section. It's really hard for me to say. This one is pre-planned, due October 31st. Oh, you're due on Halloween. Halloween baby. How cute. I love that. Good luck with everything, and I feel like your planned C-section is going to be a lot smoother than your emergency one. I can't imagine an emergency C-section. So good luck with everything. Ellie_Claire_X said, how did you get your wound to heal? My belly hangs over her wound. So yeah, I've touched on this a couple times. It's really, really hard. So I feel like the first week I had a bandage on, and then I had to go to the nurse to get it off. I forgot the name of the bandage, but it's like really tight, like water can't get into the bandage, like when you shower and stuff like that. And then once I got that off, I kind of had to care for my incision. And thankfully I had my husband and my mom to help me with it as well. But every day we were putting gauze to help keep it dry. So like the gauze would soak up if like you were sweating or anything like that. So that really helped with my wound to heal. And I was changing that gauze like twice a day. So I would shower, put some on at night, and then change the gauze in the morning, and then the gauze would be fresh all the way up until my shower. So showering 1 to 2 times a day and really gently cleaning your incision with a gentle soap or even just water helps. And then putting that gauze there, like I said, to keep it dry. I feel like that really, really helped with the way my body and my incision was set up. But yeah, those are all the questions that I got. If you guys do want me to go more in depth about my delivery and my C-section, I feel like I would really enjoy watching a video like that, because before my C-section, I really had no idea what to expect. Like when I walked into the hospital that morning, I did not know like what was gonna happen, where I was gonna go. So I plan to, if you guys want that video, to literally do like a timeline of how things went, like in order, like, and what mine went like. So maybe that'll help you guys. Just let me know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I answered some of your questions. I feel like I'm starting to get a dry throat. I've been talking for way too long now. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't already. I would love to have you guys stick around. I do plan on doing more videos now that I'm healed more. I'll be back to vlogging hopefully soon. So I will see you guys in my next video, hopefully. Bye.